what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. So today is Monday. What do we do on Mondays? Makeup Monday. Now for this one, I have been waiting pretty much a whole week because I am gonna be doing Ballerina Cappuccino. You know, let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off by prepping the face. I haven't done this step, obviously. Now I am gonna be going in with this one right here. I actually lost this one for a while, so I wasn't able to use it. It was in the bottom drawer of my vanity. I usually don't check that drawer just because it's my hair drawer, but it was in there. While that dries, I am gonna go in with my Nivea cream and add this all over the face. Now I'm actually gonna go in and blend out the rest. Skin is prepped. Let's move on to primer. Now I've used this primer a few times already. I personally don't own any of the Milk makeup, but my sister does. When I went over to her house, I did do a swatch of her Milk makeup primer. So I actually did do a swatch to compare it to the Imco Beauty one, just because I wanted to see if the dupe was close enough. I do want to say that the Milk primer was a little thicker and a little tackier, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so now we are going to move on to foundation. I'm going to go in with the Radiant Longwear foundation. This has been my favorite foundation in a while. So I'm actually quite excited I get to use this one because last time I used a different foundation. So it's been a while since I've used this one. So I'm just going to go right in. I'm going to go in for more of pinks today, which I'm quite excited. I'm actually looking forward to doing this one. Alright, so foundation is done. It does look a little pale, I know, but I feel like I need to bronze up the face, just kind of give it more of a definition. But before we do that, let's move on to concealer. This is the 16 Hour Camo Concealer. I feel like I'm not using it as often as I used to, and I need to use this up. I'm just going to be using a flat brush to get real good under the brows. That way it's a little bit straighter. This is what I'm going to be concealing. I have really been liking this method a whole lot more. I feel like it's just more, I don't know, it honestly, I just really like it. Before, I would actually just conceal a whole lot under the eyes, the tip of the nose. I would rarely do the one on top of the lip. I would just do around the nose, so I kind of got a weird shading in my face, but I didn't know. I was new at makeup. I'm still pretty new at makeup. We're learning as we go. Let's move on to bronzing. I'm so excited to do this part because I feel like my makeup is looking a little too pale. So I am going to be going in with this Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronze palette. It does come with 3 different shades of bronze, which is honestly amazing. The smell to this, amazing. I'm actually going to be using the lightest shade that's in this palette, so it's this one right here. Now, this one, I'm going to try to link it down below. I think you can actually get this one at Ulta. It says, I'm pretty sure it says like limited edition or online only. I ended up getting this one at Marshall's for $9.99, which is a steal. Okay, so as soon as I saw this one, I knew I had to grab it because first off, this brand is amazing. Now, I don't want to go too ham on the bronzing just because we are going for more of a soft ballerina type look, you know what I mean? Instead of like that dark espresso one where I think I like didn't double bronze, but I did go a little heavier with the bronzing. And right now I'm just adding a little bit more tone, more definition to my face. Bronzing is done. This is what the makeup look is looking like so far, but would it really be considered a ballerina look if we don't go in with the lightest pink we own? Probably not. Probably, I don't know, most likely, because I think you can use any blush. But as soon as I thought of this look, this is the first blush that came to mind. So I am going to be going in with this Shiglin palette. This is the Sweet Blush Trio. I'm going to just apply this. Okay, I need to add a good bit of this pink. So I'm gonna bring this blush up to the ends of the brow and kind of incorporate it with today's eyeshadow look because we are gonna go with a pink. So I kind of want it to kind of look like a little ombre effect, and you'll see. Same with the other video, I have an image in my mind. So hopefully we can make it work. I think we can. So blush and bronze is done. Let's move on to setting powder. I'm gonna be going in with this one right here, and of course I'm going in with Shea Glam. This is the Bake Glow setting powder, and I haven't used this one in a hot minute, so I think I should start using this one. The best way for me to use this setting powder is to add the remaining bits on the back of the hand and carefully just add on top. If you go straight forward, it does look a little cakey. Like in the other video, we are going to be going in with the same palette, okay, because this one has so many beautiful pinks. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Now, I did actually end up getting this one at Marshall's or TJ Maxx a while ago. I love the color scheme that this has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one eye off camera, and then I'm going to show you how I did it on the other side. So I will be right back. So this is the eyeshadow look that I'm going to go with. It's actually quite easy, quite simple, quite doable. So let's do it. So I'm going to start off with a color that is closest to my actual skin tone. So it's going to be this peach tone right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here. I find that usually whenever I already have a powdery base, it helps with blending out the rest of my eyeshadows together. I feel like, especially being a beginner at eyeshadow, this is quite nice. So next I'm going to be going in with this pink shade right here. Obviously use whatever you have in hand. I'm going to start off with this one, and I'm actually going to ever so lightly buff out and also buff in, kind of start doing the crease of where my eye kind of like hoods, and I'm going to bring it in. And with this same eyeshadow, I'm actually gonna try to bring it down into the actual blush and fade it out like on this side. So I'm gonna be blending for a while. With that same brush, I just wiped it off real quick. I'm gonna be going in with the lightest shade that I have in here, which is this lighter cream shade. And I'm honestly just going to pat that in the front. And I did a good bit of layers of this because I wanted it to be bright. And to finish this look off, I'm gonna go in with this hot pink that is in this palette, and I'm going to just go in and kind of carve in, like, what's the word? I'm still learning these words, but pretty much start off at the end and then pretty much follow the crease inwards, just to add a little bit of that extra definition, you know, nothing too crazy. But anyways, we're going to be going in with that other shade of pink, and we're just going to go ahead and do under the eye, like on this side. So today's look is nothing crazy, nothing too out there, which is, I think, perfectly fine, you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and dust off the remaining powder that I had under the eyes. Now that eyeshadow is done, let's go in with a quick mascara. I haven't used this one in a long time, but this is the Half Caked mascara. This is literally one of my favorite mascaras that is not waterproof. This is not waterproof, and I think it's really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go right in. I went ahead and curled the lashes. I just didn't record that part, but let's just add this on. So this mascara is pretty much giving me that doe eye look that I want. I was gonna add some lashes, but all of the lashes that I have kind of give me that siren eye, and I kind of want more of like a doe look. I think it is safe to say we can move on to lips. I'm gonna be lining the lips with my ColourPop BFF2. This liner I feel like goes so good with everything, no matter what makeup look I'm going for. This one is perfect. Now for the center of the lips, I do want more of a pink tone, but not too crazy, not to where it's like everything is pink. I am going to be going in with this Kylie Cosmetic lip one. This was one of the collabs that they had with Wizard of Oz. This one is in shade Over the Rainbow. If I'm being honest, the shade is stunning. The formula is not it. It is literally so sticky. I don't know if that's with all of her lipsticks, but the ones that I've had, which I have 4, are all sticky. Now, I don't have anything crazy with the brows. I'm just gonna go right in with a brow gel and just tint them up a little bit. I feel like I need to have a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of glitter. I'm actually gonna be going in with this shade right here. It's actually quite stunning, quite shiny, quite glittery. I'm actually gonna ever so lightly add this in the inner corners and on the tip of the nose. A little bit on the brow bones because, you know. All right, so face is done. Let's go ahead and set this in. Which setting spray am I going to use? I feel like this is probably one of the perfect times to use this one. And it is this one right here. This is one of the setting sprays that I have that actually has glitter in here. So it's quite glittery. It smells like roses. I did actually get this one from one of my BoxyCharm. So let's go ahead and sprit the face. And it has bits of shimmer in there. I'm gonna zoom in here in a little bit, but first, let's try this. All right, guys, so this is what today's makeup look is looking like. Now, is it very ballerina cappuccino? I don't know. Is it what I had in mind? Not really. I kind of was going for more of a soft pink look, and I feel like this is low-key giving it. I don't know. I feel like I could have gone a little lighter maybe, but overall I feel like it's not bad. I feel like the blending isn't terrible. But real quick, this is what the skin is looking like. Now the e.l.f. concealer is creasing a good bit under the eyes, and honestly this concealer hasn't really been it for me lately. I feel like the new formula is just not it. But overall, I don't know if you guys can see the little sparkles. It's not a lot, but they're there. But real quick, before I let you guys go, if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you don't subscribe, how else will you find me? I make videos like these quite often. Anyways, like I said, guys, this is the end of today's video. This is what the look is looking like. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let me know down below what you would change, what you would have done, what I should have added, what I shouldn't have added. Let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I will catch you guys on the Friday video. Bye.